Okay. We will begin, y'all. The Thundering Lizard. After walking up a set of well-worn wooden steps and through the jaws of the massive skull of a dinosaur, you find yourself standing amongst the raucous patrons of this establishment, the Thundering Lizard. The main floor is packed with locals and far travelers alike, all eating, drinking, gossiping, playing games. You see multiple kobolds darting around from table to table, refilling wooden mugs with a thick amber liquid and replacing empty dishes with skewers of cooked meat and vegetables. Along the ceiling are potted plants hanging on these big clay pots, but their vegetation that's hanging off of them is just kind of like going through the rafters, their vines kind of creeping and tangling, making the ceiling an echo of the jungle canopy that can be found just outside the walls of Port Hope. Above the large wooden bar is a massive wooden art piece that is incredibly detailed, crafted from a series of wood carvings and small wooden burns into the wood. It's a pretty beautiful piece. And the centerpiece of the bar, upon it are these three Tabaxi warriors engaged in combat with a massive dinosaur. Below this piece, kind of on the side of the bar, accessible by patrons, are these smaller boards filled with small scraps of paper, some of them kind of scraps, some of them large, poster size, with drawn images and scrawling. Some can clearly be seen as some of those racing advertisements that you had seen before. A few of them appear to be some kind of official notice, and others still just look like smaller written notes. And if this were a video game, there would be this like yellow exclamation point above it. Like, look over here. But this is not a video game. This is a real world simulation of a fantasy dinosaurs on a dumb map that faces their own direction. That, my friends, is where we begin our session. It is kind of midday, mid-afternoon probably in Port Hope, and you have just made your way to the Red Bazaar through the Harbor Ward, and in the midst of a wild city. What, my friends, would you like to do?
Is there someone performing at the bar right now?
There's not.
Does it look like there's an area where people would?
Looking around, you can see that it's like pretty compact as far as like this is a three-story building. You're kind of on the second floor where you kind of walk up these steps and enter the building. On this level, it looks to be mainly people eating, people drinking, and there's just a lot of tables. You don't see anywhere to perform, but you do see there is a stairway that both goes up and down. The stairway up, you can guess, leads to rooms, but the stairway down is likely more barscape, if you will. So there's a chance that maybe there is something downstairs that resembles a performing area.
I'll wander over to that bulletin board and see what people are posting about.
Wonderful. Okay. Upon the bulletin board Yeah, after I say that no one's performing, then there's random music that shows up. But, that's how it works. All right, the notice board looks like this. Let's drop that in here. Did that show up? Did that work?
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just a ton to read.
Yeah, so as you're kind of looking over this notice board, this is just one small section. But what you kind of see on the side are a lot of these smaller torn pieces of paper. The images are more for your enjoyment than actually probably there. But these appear to be people advertising as guides, guides to for excursions out into the jungle. Feel free to read them at your own pace now or later. It's not something that you necessarily have to be fully involved in at this specific moment. I just wanted you to have a nice little image. But you can see that there are a good deal of guides. You can also see that there are a lot of pieces of paper that have been torn away, and like they're kind of like the nail is maybe left. You can tell there's some spots missing, as if some of these guides may have been hired previously, and their things are taken down, their adverts are taken down. Of note, the one in the bottom left corner is actually kind of tucked behind some of the others, and like kind of like almost tucked away and rolled in a way that makes it a little harder to see. But if you're looking at it at the board in general, you'd be able to kind of see that there's like basically one of these notes that's a little more hidden amongst the rest, and that would be the one in the bottom left corner. There are also a few other adverts in larger like posters and whatnot. One of them is a poster that basically it says "The Big Race" on top, and it is advertising the Unchained Race of the Month, which is coming up in 3 days' time. And it has imagery of dinosaurs mounted by humanoids, and they appear, the largest dinosaur is a massive T-Rex that is essentially biting at one of the smaller dinosaurs in front of it. It is a very elaborately drawn art piece that is very attention grabbing. There is another notice for the Tournament of Favor, which mentions the Grand Coliseum and an entry fee of 250 gold pieces per fighter. And that is all that one says. There is an official notice that has a like elaborate stamp, wax seal stamp on it. That looks like a very official notice that says Executioner's Run is scheduled to take place the equivalent of tomorrow at sundown. And that notice looks extremely official. There is, as you had seen before, there are some notices here about hunting pirates. And it basically says to speak to Harbor Master Zindar for more information. And that is what you see on the notice board.
So nothing musician or performer related.
You don't see anything musician or performer related.
Okay.
On the notice board.
I will either like jot down or take the notices for It's that like sounded like there were 2 tournaments happening, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. I can write these in here too, so you have listed.
Maddie is like reading these notes and like kind of like bouncing around and like is like, oh, I want to fight the pirates. That sounds really. Oh, Grandpa, will you take me the dinosaur run? I've never seen the dinosaurs run before. These all sound very interesting, exciting, and she's like ADD, bouncing between them all.
Remind me, who do you call Grandpa again?
Gorm,
Who is?
Will.
Got it. Okay.
He's dead.
Old age got him.
Old age got him.
He admitted that he's feeling like fatherly towards Maddie because
Got
she
it.
keeps roasting him, calling him Grandpa.
Nice.
So I'm very curious to see how that develops.
Maddie, you've got a keen eye. The dinosaur run could be a great place for us to perform and start making a name for ourselves here. And like, is there a specific name for that race, Michael?
It
Like
just has the big race and
a person
Unchained.
to contact, maybe.
It does not have anyone to contact on the poster.
Okay. Does it have a location?
It does not have a location on the poster.
So it's literally just the big race.
Yeah, it says the big race, and it just has this image of badassery, and it says that the date would be 3 days from now. It
Got
says
it.
the big race, Unchained race of the month.
Okay.
I am putting these into the note as we speak.
Is there a bartender nearby?
There
Or
is a kobold, small reddish kobold wearing like just like essentially like a patchwork dress, is moving quickly behind the bar and pouring ale, wine, and this kind of dark amber liquid. All right, the notes have been edited and adjusted. You should see them all now on the Thundering Lizard notice board.
Maddie will like hop up to the bar like she's totally should be sitting at a bar,
Love it.
and she'll just be like, "Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm new here. Can you tell me when I get where to go see the dinosaur run?"
Oh, hey, hi there. Maddie, you said yes. The dinosaur run, that happens weekly. This one coming up in 3 days is the big race. The race of the month. I think it's Unchained. And that happens, well, everywhere. You don't have to go anywhere to see it. It's all through town. It
So
actually
you have
comes
dinosaurs run
right
through
by.
the whole city?
Well, I don't have them, no.
Oh,
But you can see it from here. If you get a room up on the 2nd floor, you can get a balcony and overlook the whole thing.
do you get to?
I think
run-
we have a few balconies open if you're interested.
Oh, they don't give me the money, but I'll ask. Do you run with the dinosaurs?
No, me, I'll be here serving.
Does
serving ale.
anybody run with the dinosaurs? That sounds so exciting.
Yes, you get a little saddle and you whip them.
Oh, you ride the dinosaurs.
Yes, running with
Okay.
them would be a bad idea. If you run from one of the dinosaurs, they'll probably eat you.
I think I could outrun a dinosaur, but we'll see.
You think that, and then you see the little bastards run. All right,
I have one
you're
more-
really taking up one of my seats there. Could I get you an ale or something? Maybe some tej.
She'll see if Will's character will pay for her. As no one entrusts Maddie with any amount of
Will's
coin.
character puts down all the money he has and the one magic item that he got and in trade for a glass of milk for Maddie.
Perfect. So she's like kicking her feet, drinking a glass of milk, oblivious to the fact that he just gave up his magic item for
Yeah,
the rarest.
and it was such an expense. It was 100,000 gold pieces, I think. So your
What's
debt
the
is
exit-
growing.
One more question for you. What's the executioner's run? That sounds scary.
Well, it is scary. As long as you keep your nose clean. What was it, Matty? You said
Matty, the hero's gonna save the world. And she just puts on her like biggest shit-eating grin.
Well, then you shouldn't have to worry about the executioner's run. It's for criminals only. It's a way for them to earn their freedom back, keep themselves off the block, as it were. It's actually quite fun to watch. I'll be honest. A spectacle, really.
Do they run throughout the city too?
Not throughout the city. That would be up in the old city. So outside the walls, to not the north, because this map is fucked up, to the west, up here.
We have another one of those kind of maps.
It's
Oh,
the
good.
most- It's an official map, and they made it the wrong direction, and it's just so upsetting. I understand that they wanted to fit it into the book, but just
Yeah, that's bad.
put it on Roll20 sideways, maybe. I don't know.
They should hire a designer to fix those things.
Yeah, I'm sure the designer that made the map was so pissed off when they had to do this because it just. But anyway, basically gives you the point. It's up by the refuse pit. You really can't miss it. It smells like shit up there, that over there, because it's not up, because up would be north. That's how it works in my brain. This way in the old city, it's a very long trench. I think it used to be used for some other kind of games, and it's become a bit grisly. But if you've got coin, it's a great place to bet.
So what do they do in the shit pit? And she kind of giggles as she says shit pit.
Well, the shit pit is for where all the garbage is dumped. But the executioner's run, it's a lot what it sounds like. The criminals are in one end, and they just have to make it to the other end and get out of the pit. If they do that, then they get to walk like free men or women. If they fail, they are they avoid the gallows. But they
What
die
else is in the
a
what else
different
is in the
way.
pit?
I
can't-
holes, spikes, dinosaurs.
Ay.
It all
Oh.
depends on what the one person in charge that I can't remember their name. It all depends on that person, how they're feeling that day. Jasmine, yes, the merchant princess.
Merchant Princess.
Oh yeah, she's one of like 7 or 8 merchant princes. They kind of run this town.
Fascinating. Do they run these other races as well?
Oh well, yes. Each one of them has their own kind of thing. One runs the arena. One oversees the race. They trade in different goods. They have a very nice portfolio among them.
Maddie will like lean kind of close up to the bartender and be like, he's kind of famous. He's really good at performing. Is there anywhere we would do that here? And then she'll like put like her hand over her mouth and be like, shh, I didn't tell you.
Oh, well, we have a stage downstairs. On race days, we kind of we go out into the streets at least a wee bit, kind we put a cage out, a little drinking garden. You can't just go willy-nilly drinking in the streets. That's illegal. But yeah, sit out front. Maybe if you what do you do? Play some banjo, something.
Oh, I dabble in all the fine arts, friend. Whether it's musical instruments, songs, spoken word. If you need a laugh, whatever your audience needs, I can provide. Maddie, my partner here, also performs as well. So, what do you say? We need some rooms. Our company. What do you say that I do a performance tomorrow night, and that can pay for our room and board for a few days?
All right, that's an interesting take. I can't just straight up agree to that, but I could let you try, and if you make up the tab with the lot you bring in, then sure, I could give you a stay. I can't give you the nice rooms for something like that, but I can give you a room, just no balcony view.
Oh, I think we would need a balcony. I trust me, and I'll have one of my instruments out and just play a note or two. I can handle myself. I think you'll be pretty pleased with the performance we provide.
All right. So tomorrow night, and I can give you the room for at least 2 days' time. If your performance is good enough, then we'll say you can keep it for the big race.
Well, we can start there, and once you see what we can do, I'm sure you'll be begging us to say. So, sounds like a deal.
All right. She spits in her hand and extends this little kobold claw up towards you.
I'll do it right back.
Shakes her hand. Would anybody here like some drinks, something to eat? I've got some people to attend to down this way. I can't just be yapping all day without making any money.
One more thing before you go. Where could we find some of these merchant princes? Do they set up shop anywhere, or how would you go about finding them?
Oh, there's definitely ways to find them. I think most of them have villas in a very specific area. The nice, probably in the merchant's ward, if I had to guess. But I'll consult my book real quick about that and get back to you. There are 7 merchant princes. Their seat of governance is the Golden Throne, an old regal palace, like an ancient palace that is kind of transformed. They, as she kind of alluded to, they all kind of have their own little monopolies over a lot of the trade goods and things going on in the town currently. But yeah, I believe their villas are located in
Probably next to the ship pits, right?
Probably next to in the old city.
Directly to the ship pits.
Yeah, I believe in this merchant's ward area here, which is kind of a raised enclosed area. And I bet this bit here is kind of where they operate out of. But she'll be pretty clear that they, with the fact that they do all have these specific things, and they do technically rule the port city as one, or at least oversee it as the merchant princes. they all are kind of like operating on their own accord. And it's a very like cutthroat business, but they all want to keep their little portion of power.
It's in their interest for them to stay in power, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah. So there are villas dotted throughout. Now that I can see my, and she can point you in the direction of those villas if that's what you're after. But she would be pretty straightforward in telling you there's no way you would get audience with them, or that it would be extremely difficult to get audience with them.
Oh, one more question. Please.
Yeah,
Please.
yes.
Oh, is anybody trying to raise a new Lich Queen?
What?
Just checking. Have you seen any more evidence of someone trying to raise a Lich around here? Any at all?
I'm mostly in this bar. And there's been some weird folk coming through, but that's pretty usual. Yeah, liches get stitches is what I always say, but
Okay.
I haven't seen any lately.
Let me know if you see a Lich walking around.
Will do. Oh, no, just an old man.
Yikes, it's not very nice to say to Gorm.
She literally was pointing directly into his face. I will.
He'll say, I'll have 4 ales, please. Put it on that guy's tab. And I'll point at Brett.
Gonna be one hell of a performance. That's what I've heard. She'll start pouring the ales.
Hey, and anything you can tell me about that Colosseum? Seems like a pretty fun place, Colosseum.
Yeah, people tend to like the Colosseum. It is located here, very close by, actually. Might as well put that on the little mappy map. Well, there's this on token there. Boom, 20. If that doesn't tell you something, there's a lot of places here. Grand Coliseum. That's spelled correctly, I think. Boom. So that's that. Yeah, so the Grand Coliseum, mostly gladiatorial events, man versus man versus beast type of thing. Coming up is a pretty big tournament. Actually, what is that, tomorrow? 250 gold piece entry fee, so we should be seeing some pretty good fights. It brings in a lot of people around here. So your famous friend should be pleased with the crowd that we gather.
Is it one-on-one fights?
There are some. It's a bit of a mix. I believe tomorrow is kind of a bit of a free for all type tournament. But I'm sure you could get more information if that's something you're interested in. The fights are normally, not of the kind where people end up leaving on, dead. But it does happen from time to time.
He will take 2 of the ales and hand them straight to Gamos. And he'll say in Elvish, well, my friend, what do you think? Is that a suitable place to test your skill?
Speaking back in Elvish, it could be a fine place. Is the asking amount a lot?
mean, asking amount is kind of not that big of a deal. I think I'm pretty confident in your ability, my ability. If you want me to come, we may have to fight each other for a little bit, though.
Save it to the end.
Maddie responds in Elvish. Says, "I'll fight you guys too." I don't know if she spoke Elvish in front of you at all yet before. And then she'll like saddle up to Gamos and be like, "Is one of those for me? I've never had a nail before."
He'll Gamos will grab one of Mythos's and put it in front of Maddie. And you just see him like grab one of his and just not stop until it's empty.
Maddie gets all wide-eyed and takes a sip and just like scrunches her face really hard and is like, "So good. I can see why you drink it." And then she'll just hold it and won't do anything else with it for the rest of the conversation.
Yum yum.
Mythos will kind of look a little shocked that she can speak Elfish and say, "Oh yes, I'm sure you'd be absolutely great at the arena. You're absolutely free to join us if you want. Seems like a fun time."
Think we can team fight?
Like Gamo said, let's save it till the end.
Okay.
See if we can't get a one-on-one situation at the end. I wouldn't let the old man see you with that. Why don't I trade you? He'll just sort of like take the ale, and then he's just gonna put a couple of berries in front of you. So he's back to double fisting at this point.
Classic.
Say, barkeep, if one were to win the tournament there at the Coliseum, do you think we might be able to talk to the head person in charge over there?
She'll probably be there, even if you just take place. She's actually kind of one of those stories that you hear about, a keen offer. She won that well, not that specific one, but she's won a good many bouts in the arena, and now she kind of runs things. Merchant Princess, they call her.
Is the payout pretty good?
This sounds like it's going to be a pretty big one, tournament of favor. I'd suspect with the 250 gold piece entry fee, you'd at least double, triple your money. If you win, of course. Hey, 250 gold pieces is a lot of money.
Yeah, but there's like 40 people in there. Someone's taking a huge cut.
Yeah, that's more what I'm thinking. Like,
Is it like a first, second, third situation, or does somebody?
Who's to say? I only work at the Thundering Lizard.
what was your name again, friend?
Hamzy. I was hoping you would ask. Hamzy Cursed. Yeah.
Hamzy Cursed. Delightful to meet you.
Yes, I even with the voice, I am a woman, a small kobold woman. So remember that. Hamzy.
Brett the Bard, Earl of the West, voice of the South at your service.
Wow, it's very confusing, especially with a map that has the wrong directions on it. But a map, directions. That's a fun thing. I look forward to hearing your spoken word. That's kind of my favorite.
All right, as you wish, it shall be performed.
I mean, it might not be all my patrons' favorites, but it's mine. So at least sneak it in there. We'll do.
Only the deep cuts for Pamsy.
Pamsy. That's my name. Classic kobold name, Pamsy. What else? What else? Anything else for Pamsy?
I think we've probably bothered her enough.
Yeah.
She goes back to her thing. Goes back to doing her own thing. Serving people. What are you all doing?
So do we want to get like a rough? So it's so the fighting at the Coliseum is like tomorrow, probably like during the day,
Yes, afternoon events.
and then Brett is performing tomorrow night. Is that weird?
That's what I hear.
Yep, Brett, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, do people want to do things besides call us like in like the next? I guess it makes some sense for whoever wants to go to the Coliseum, go to the Coliseum, and
Go to
then
the Coliseum now.
well, yeah, but like yeah, we can go to the Coliseum now, get more information.
And as we
Tiny, are you with us? I know you're staying in the woods or wherever.
Yeah, I think he would have lingered there just, yeah.
Okay. So
Let's go
while
to
you
the-
guys are sitting there, a few things may or may not catch your eye. One of them definitely does. Because like as you guys are kind of sitting there talking, finishing ales, or not finishing ales, as it were, there is, excuse me. One thing that kind of happens nearby. For some of you, not necessarily everyone, but notice this young half-elven woman with kind of like this wavy, dirty blonde hair, kind of like sidle up to the bar near you, and just kind of leans up against the bar and then kind of out of nowhere makes her presence like very known, which kind of hushes a lot of the bar around you as she grabs one of the empty tankards that Gamos had finished and just kind of like very loudly hammers this tankard on the bar top very loudly, getting everyone's attention, including Pamsy's. And then she kind of like looks around, blushes a little bit. Sorry, excuse me. Hello, barmaid. Can I get just a moment of your time? Yes, hi there. Thanks. Pamsy kind of walks up with like this annoyed scowl on her face. And she kind of looks over to the group of you, not knowing if this is one of yours, as it seems like she's not seen this woman before. And as you get a better look at her, there's this kind of like, almost like glitter. It almost looks like glitter, but then like on closer inspection, there's these like translucent like scales almost just kind of around her eyes, like in this kind of patch, almost as if it were like this masquerade mask shape, that just kind of like melds into just regular skin, as it were. But she just kind of like wryly smiles after getting the bartender's attention and leans in. And Maddie, there's something that catches your eye specifically, that your eyes and yours alone, and that's because you see something strange around her shoulders, almost as if she were wearing it like a living scarf. There's this small red dragon, though the dragon continually seems to like melt in and out of reality, like in your vision. Like 1 second it's kind of invisible, the next second it's in full view, and it just kind of like shifts and changes, almost like this kind of camouflage like appearance. But no one else sees this. As she kind of leans in to Pansy. I'm so sorry, milady. This will only be a minute. I have it on good authority that a man had a room here for a few weeks, about 10 days ago. And I just had some questions regarding his whereabouts and companions. Is it possible that we could have a quick chat? Well, lots of men stay here, honey, and even if you could describe him perfectly, many of my patrons like to keep their anonymity, sweetheart, so I don't give up information about my tenants. She kind of like looks over to a book that maybe is behind the counter. To any debt collectors, no matter how sweet they may look. What gave you that impression? I'm not looking to collect a debt. The man in question is my father. You see, he's been traveling for some time, and it's taken a lot of time, energy. She loudly slams this hefty purse of coins on the table, or on the counter there, and money to get this far in my search. And like I said, I've heard tell he was here within the last fortnight, so mayhaps we can have a quick chat in your back room. You can see as Pansy kind of looks to her, looks to the coins, squints her eyes, and kind of gives this like, all right, why didn't you just say that before? And she calls out, Larvist, cover the bar. And then she leads this half-elven woman kind of back to a side door where they enter behind the bar. And Maddie, as that door like closes behind her, you can just see that small like reddish dragon that's just kind of like going in and out of existence on her shoulders, kind of like tilt its head in your direction as the door is kind of closing, and gives you this kind of like moment of like quizzical look before the door shuts.
So if anybody's been watching Maddie, she's been like just utterly, captivated by an adult conversation in ways that she is just absolutely normally not. And then she'll look around to you guys as we're kind of like figuring out like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Coliseum. Dude, and she'll be like, did you guys see her scarf? There's a dragon in there. And then she'll like turn back and look at the door. And she will wait. Even if everybody else is like, we want to go to the Coliseum, like, what's going on? What are we doing? She will wait until the lady comes back.
Love it. So Maddie is just captivated by someone with a. Apparently, there's a dragon here. I don't know what she's talking about. But what do you all want to do? You sticking around with Maddie while she refuses to leave the seat?
Yeah, I'll chill with Maddie.
Anyone else have anything they want to do
If everybody
while we wait?
decides they're gonna stay there, I would go elsewhere. If it's clear we're not going straight to the Coliseum, and we're gonna linger there for who knows how long.
You tell me. Want to linger?
I mean, is it like, they said it would just be a minute. So like, what kind of time are we talking about?
No one comes out after 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes, Maddie's going to look around at the table and be like, somebody better check on them. And then she's going to bolt and like run to the back door
What?
heedlessly.
Easily enough. You get to the back door.
As like the bartender or anybody try to stop me or like?
I mean, there's you like kind of running through the crowd. You're small. You're able to kind of like dodge all these people, and then you get to the area behind the bar. And the guy that's doing the bar right now is like a small kobold man who is just like, he's a waiter and only a waiter. He's out of his element, Donnie, and he's just not paying close enough attention to the lightning fast, monkish teenager that just ran back.
Okay, she'll go back.
Yeah, so you barreling into the door or opening it quietly. What's your?
I think she'd probably be, if she's like realized like it probably like crossed her mind of like that was probably stupid, and she only got away with that through like the fact that she's quick and dumb luck. So seeing that like, the waiter's not really noticed, I think she'll be like, oh, okay, and try stealthily like slip into the door because she did at least get the sense of like they were talking about adult stuff.
So heedlessly running, and then
Oh,
in the
perfect,
moment
perfect.
you try and be cool, Maddie. But Maddie
But like
has no cool.
that's
And,
gotta-
as you
That's
reach out
check.
to the doorknob to open it silently, you're kind of like looking back and you just kind of trip a little bit and catch yourself because you're a badass monk, but you had already turned the doorknob and door flings open. And there is just a immediate like scream, and then the sound of like gold coins just going everywhere in the room. And you see Pamsy was there stacking gold coins on this table, like in these like perfect tall poker stacks, and was like placing it on top. And as the door went open, it's just like she smashes them into the air and they go flying. And you also note that there is a door in the back of the room there. And basically you can see there's kitchen area back here. There's a lot of like storage barrels. And then there's a lot of like cabinets with papers, books, writing. But Pamsy was sitting at this table stacking gold coins and is like flabbergasted and shocked, and just coins are falling all over the floor. Oh, bathrooms the other way, dear. Bathrooms the other way.
Pansy, where did she go? She had the most beautiful scarf I have ever seen. I need to talk to her.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I need to talk to her. Where did she go? She had the most beautiful scarf. I was waiting for her. It had a dragon in it.
How much of that ale were you given, dear? She actually left out the back door 5 minutes ago, maybe. Right back there. And she points to the door in the back of the room.
I guess Maddie will stick her head out the back door, assuming she can't see anybody or anything.
Yeah, kind of looking out the back door. There are people moving through the streets. Make a perception check. You are positive that you don't see her. There's a lot of people moving through here, but as you kind of just look through, there's some people standing around. You just get a good look at like the crowd that's out here. A lot of people kind of moving through this alley towards shops or other bars, inns in the area, and there is no sign of this woman with the dragon scarf.
So she'll kind of like get shoulders slumped, and then she'll be like, okay. I guess I'll have to.
Real sorry, dear.
What did
did-
she say her name was? And who was she looking for? Maybe that would help me.
Well, her name was Indala. I don't know where she was staying, but yeah, she's after her father. He
did she
stayed
say?
here.
Who did she say her dad was?
Well,
She already gave you all the. She already gave you all the gold. You already sold him out. What do you care?
that's mostly true. You know, you have a bit of a point. For you and for no one else. His name was Fabian.
Fabian.
Yeah, Fabian Locke.
Is he a big deal or something?
I've literally never heard of him, but he's right here in my little book. Look, and she kind of shows you that she like writes down how long people stay and if they paid up and all this stuff. And she has a star next to his name. That right there, that means he's a good tipper.
Oh. Okay.
She was, as you could see, she was also a good tipper. And tell what's his fucking name? My little cousin out there that I can't remember his name because I've got it in my notes. But tell that little piece of shit that he's gonna have to keep watching the bar because I'll have to stack all these up again.
she'll like lean in. She'll be like, "I'll tell the shit." She runs up and she's like, "Thank you," and gives like a cross my heart, like hope to die that he won't say the name of Fabian Locke. And she'll waltz out of the room like she owns the place.
Love it.
And it's like, "You're still keeping bars, shit, kid." And then she'll go the rest of the party to the Coliseum.
That poor shit kid.
Well, Maddie, did you get a good look at the scarf?
No, she was gone. I bet we'll see her again, though. Just be on the lookout for that red scarf.
Red
The
scarf.
one with the dragon in it.
All right. Dragon scarf. Got it.
He looks up from like his like play sheet, like what song? Got it, sure.
You've got a great eye for what people want, Maddie. That sort of thing is what would make our performance really stand out.
Gray scarf, got it.
Listen, kid, that sounds completely real and believable. So
Thank you. That means a lot coming from a detective.
So I will keep an eye out. I'll run the traps. I'll see if I can't find what was it? Wyvern. It was Wyvern Mitts. What was it?
You know, you're a detective. She's looking for a man named Fabian Locke. You could probably find him, and she seems to pay well. Pansy got stacks of gold. Like
Pansy sticks her head out and says, "It's Larvist. My little shit cousin's name is Larvist."
the shit kid has a name. Anyways, I bet if you found Fabian Locke, Mr. Detective, you would get all that money. She seemed pretty motivated. That's a lot of gold. Like,
That's true.
At least 30 pieces.
That's true, but I got out of the matchmaking game a long time ago, kid.
No, that's her dad. Man, you weren't really listening at all, were you?
What?
She'll turn to Gamos and be like, "You understand, right?"
Yes, you saw some mirage on the shoulders. And followed a dragon.
No, about
We
Fabian.
often see such things in the desert. Do not go following the mirage.
Fine. I will find Fabian Locke myself. We can go to the Coliseum now. Such a ridiculous part.
This is so good. Yeah, it's great.
Gamos will finish his ale and start heading to the Coliseum.
Does Gamos even look like the two ales like did anything to him?
doesn't. His demeanor did not change at all.
2 ales, he's probably less drunk than he was to start the day. You know, it's not enough.
On the way to the Coliseum, like she'll like look to Tiny like a couple times and be like, "Tiny, did you see the dragon?"
No dragon.
Okay. Well, maybe only I could see the dragon because I have a dragon bone in my ear. And she'll like flick her ear. And then she will, so she's got this mark on her left hand. And then she'll like hold this left hand to her ear. And then she'll like chuckle to herself. And then she'll go, "Tia says all of you are blind." And then she'll keep on walking.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Of course, always.
One should not give in to the delusions of children.
I don't think Tiny knows what's up with that. If only Saru were here. So the party leaves the Thundering Lizard and starts moving not very far away to the Grand Col. I wonder how they measured these maps. I have no idea. I wonder if that's accurate. Is there anything on here? There is. Oh, that is accurate. Well, good for them.
Man, we're staying pretty close.
Yeah, really. 430 feet away, apparently, to the Coliseum.
2-minute walk, according to Google
yeah.
Maps.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy. Pretty quick little walk over that way. Towards the Coliseum, as you kind of are headed outside, a light rain kind of begins, which then turns into a heavier rain, and you can see that people are just walking through the street like nothing's up. People don't seem to mind the rain, and by the time that you get to the Coliseum, the rain is basically clearing up. There's just these bouts of like brutal, intense rain that only lasts a few minutes. And you'll learn that there are also like longer storms, more intense, but throughout the day, there's a lot of just these little torrential downpours. But all those kind of water wheels and like the massive gutters in the streets and all these like rain catchers that are set up on top of all the houses, the water just kind of flowing down, and it's kind of like a magical experience. To see like all these intricate like wooden things moving, very Rube Goldberg-esque, as the water's kind of funneled into these big rain basins that basically provides most of the water for this whole city. But as you approach the Grand Coliseum, you can see there are a lot of little tents outside and a lot of these like posters up on the wall, like over the top of like kind of wheat pasted over the top of these other posters. And all of them are basically marketing for this upcoming tournament of favor. And you can see there are some like tables out front that you can tell are probably these areas where they're basically taking signups here. But we will take our 819er here and get back to it shortly. Welcome to Port Hope, city of all the things. All the things.
Come right up here. There he goes.
Marshall, I waited too long. I tried to potentially go see Top Gun.
In IMAX. Yeah, it's out now, right? Because
Jurassic, whatever. But like all the theaters showing Top Gun, they were like the smaller ones, all full. I was like, what?
wait, so you still haven't seen it?
No,
Oh wow.
they're all
Okay.
like, they're all like. So I'm hoping like with how bad Jurassic World is doing,
Yeah,
that maybe they'll like put Top Gun back in the IMAX.
I would hope so. Like, just talk about a perfect contrast of like, hey, here's how we do a sequel well, and here's how we just, try and grab some money.
Yeah,
I read the most brutal review of it. I'll have to send it to you. Have you seen Dominion yet? Are you going to?
I have not seen it. I don't know if I'm going to. Like, it seemed like it's so bad. I'm like, I've seen the other ones though. So
Well, that's why I asked, because you and Rob have like, I remember I went to you with for World and being just like totally like, oh, so we just Star Wars The Force Awakens this thing, huh?
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, I'm out now. But I remember y'all went to see Fallen Kingdom was the second one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You missed out on trying to sell the government weaponized dinosaurs genetically modified.
Did I miss out?
You missed.
I, for the life of me, cannot tell you any characters' names from Jurassic World. I think Chris Pratt's character, his name is Owen.
Yeah,
That's
that's right.
That's all I got. Like,
No,
all I
The
know is
Velociraptor is
Pratt.
blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, blue. I got
Blue,
blue.
the Velociraptor.
But like Bryce Dallas Howard, I just call her Bryce Dallas Howard. Like,
Yeah.
that's, she might as well be playing a person named Bryce Dallas Howard as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
30% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics rating. Top Gun Maverick, 99%.
I'm just trying to bide my time until Thor comes out. We're close. We're real close.
We are close. I'm going back and forth because like a year ago, I was totally like, oh yeah, I'll go see Thor 2 because Taika's directing this one again, right?
Yep.
That's fine because I'll have exited the Marvel world completely by then. And so this will be a nice, like, oh, I haven't seen one in a while. And having seen Black Widow and Doctor Strange, it's like, wait a second. This is 2 more movies than I planned on seeing at this point. Does Thor just have to take the L? And like, yeah, I got to stand on principle at some point. It does look funny.
I think it's going to be great.
I hope so. I'm not rooting against it. I'm Taika fan, Chris Hemsworth fan. But yeah, we'll have to go see Maverick next week. It is amazing.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I just found out that the creators of American Vandal have a new show out, and I got really excited. And then I saw it's on Paramount Plus.
I've got a Paramount Plus login if you want it.
Do you really?
Yeah, Survivor, baby. How does Survivor happen? Done. Because
I may hit you up for it.
Because Survivor takes care of me until March Madness, and then summer I'll just watch some Survivor reruns or something, and then all of a sudden it's football because that gets me CBS, which covers enough Chiefs games, and then that covers the year, so it's worth it.
American Vandal, I was really upset that it didn't get a third season because Netflix hates me.
Hmm.
It is one of the most underrated comedies I've ever seen, and people
Really?
just don't give it a chance. Yeah, you know me. I love the most, like, give me the weirdest premise you got.
Gotcha.
American Vandal is the mockumentary that is played completely straight, like it's the most serious thing of all time,
Really?
about who spray painted dicks on the teachers' cars. And it is made from the perspective of like the kids from the AV club doing a true crime style who spray painted the dicks on the cars.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. It is so funny. I think people noped out after the first episode because they're like, I get the joke. But
Mhm.
the more you watch it, the more, and like if you watch true crime stuff, it's perfect.
Gotcha. It's a
Like
nice
they
slow
just
burn in
spoof
that
it,
way.
like they spoof it perfectly. All the twists and the turns, and like they play it completely straight. Where like the guy that gets blamed for it, that gets suspended, he's like spray painting dicks. He's like, yeah, show me how you would spray paint it, and he's like spray painting it, and he's like, oh, this is a major breakthrough. Let's take a look at this. And like they're showing his, like what he drew, and then the pictures from the cars, and he's like, do you always draw the ball hair? And he's like, I never forget the ball hair, bro. Go back and look. I never do. And it's just like this like smash cut of him drawing dicks on whiteboards in school and always including the ball hair.
That's really funny.
And like, it couldn't have been him. This eliminates him as a suspect.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are you a big What We Do in the Shadows guy?
of course. Yeah.
I gotcha.
It is also quite good.
That's one where like I've tried it, but I think we've covered this ground before of it's just not my brand of humor. Like objectively, like, yeah, this is funny, but like parts of What We Do in the Shadow, like Shelby and I tried to watch like the movie recently, and parts of it I was like, this is hilarious, and parts of it were so awkward and uncomfortable that like we just couldn't get through it. Similar like to The Office almost in that way of I see like this is not me saying, oh, I can't believe someone thinks this is funny. It's just like, yeah, no, this is not for Marshall.
I get that. Not everything is for everyone.
No.
But I'm glad those kinds of weird things exist. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that What
definitely.
We Do in the Shadows has caught on.
Mhm.
Because it is, if that was a Netflix show, they would have canceled it a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they did with my beloved Teenage Bounty Hunters.
Can't say I know that one.
Oh, no one does.
Okay.
It's a deep cut
All right.
about two high school girls that become bounty hunters.
Okay. Sounds chill.
It's pretty great. Again, comedy with weird premise.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope Nordle's fighting in this tournament, by the way.
Didn't even think. Yeah. I mean, I've still got him. I've still got him in the Google Drive. Always.
Old Nordle. Where is he now? Everybody wants to know.
He's here. He
Maybe
was
he's here somewhere. Who's to say? All right. Excuse. So you heading towards the old Grand Coliseum. There are people moving about outside, kind of here, there, everywhere. A lot of people just kind of using this as a main thoroughfare, walking through. I don't know what that place is. I wish these map spots were labeled for me on here. Like these here. The Hall of Gold. Anyway, big temple, I guess. So There is an area for signups. There are people out front in like basically like dressed like guards, kind of flanking the sign up area. And there are also a few of these very large wagons that have cages on the back. A couple of them kind of just sitting there. There's some men nearby that seem to be like the wagon drivers, and the animals pulling the dragons are dinosaurs. Interestingly enough, like pack dinosaurs, more like Triceratops, and those fucking things with the really big rocks on their tails that I can't think of what they're called.
Stegosaurus.
Well, there would be
Ankylo.
Stegosaurus too. Ankylosaurus,
Oh.
yeah, the big,
Yep.
yeah.
I got you.
The versus
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, this is Nate's area right here.
Yeah, these mother effers are all over the place. But yeah, they the cages on the back are quite large with very thick steel bars that have like gashes and scratch marks and all kinds of things on them. And there's just a lot of people around gossiping, but that's what you see. That is what you see. What do you want to do?
So who's wanting to enter?
Almost definitely wants to enter.
Okay.
So
What was our gold situation finishing last session? Did we all get like a stipend or something from Dune Dragon?
Yeah, so you have the stipends, which party stipend for money here. You could have up to up to 500 GPs that would just go on to your debt if you wanted it to take into the city.
Gotcha.
But it would be easy to assume that for things like this, you can also get sponsors and things if you were seeking as much.
Do we have the more information, or is there someone we can talk to about how like the fight works?
Yes.
You're like a receptionist at the arena.
Yeah, so there are some people there kind of that are taking the entries, and they can go over the rules of the specific fight, the specific tournament of favor, how it's going to work. For those of you that are like more, interested in the event there, they would go into more detail with you. So yeah, 250 gold pieces per person to enter. And it is a 4-rounder. The first being man versus beast, the second being man versus man, the third being man versus hero, and the fourth is the champions fight for favor. And explaining more about it, it's a lot of what it sounds. The first round is a lot of people are sent in to fight against beasts. Those that survive, or it's not about dying, more so the getting out with your life if you are trying to exit and give up. Those that survive would move on to the next round, which is man versus man, where the entrants to the tournament will fight against each other in multiple heats. So they'd be separated. not everyone in the same one. And the next is man versus hero, which those that advance would prove their worth against someone who's won in the arena before. And the final is anyone that made it that far is the champions fight for favor, and they won't really give any more detail on the final round. It's the exciting thing that they're getting everybody to come for.
So
But you get money for each round that you advance through. After the first round, you're at a net zero, and from then on out, you're making money.
That's pretty good.
so are they 1v1 fights?
It sounds like it's like starts as like a mass of like
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Everybody-
mix.
Hunger
Everybody-
Games. Hunger Games
Yeah.
for the first round. Hunger
Or
Games
not
again for the second round, just without
Mhm.
beasts.
Yeah.
Then sounds like the first fight in Gladiator, maybe that like those champions team up against a hero.
Yeah.
And then fourth one, mystery round. No rules. Probably like the Thor Ragnarok fight where the the leader of this wants to keep herself as the ultimate champ.
cool. Maddie wants to enter.
Almost is obviously there.
Same with Mythos.
Oh yeah. You guys got the cash? Are you seeking sponsorship? Cash up front. 250 gold pieces a person.
Do we have like Monster Energy or like are they like they have girls like handing out cans out front or like what?
You don't see anyone handing out cans out front, but you did see there's a good deal of just advertisement throughout the city that would lead you to believe you could find sponsorship maybe in the racing teams. You could find sponsorship at bars, inns, maybe the Thundering Lizard wants you to wear a Thundering Lizard t-shirt out there. I don't know. The world is your oyster here if you want to seek sponsorship. We do already have kind of a big deal happening at the Thundering Lizard, so that might be a lot to ask, but she's already given you rooms.
How much would rooms
And
have
she-
cost?
You didn't even ask.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't know. 300 gold pieces, I hear, a night during race week. My gosh.
Did we see any racing teams that seemed like they might be Fae inspired?
Let's see.
The
You did see-
the unicorns.
You did see a lot of posters for racing teams. Let me give you
Guys,
the
I made him
rundown.
flip through the book.
So there is one that like you've seen that is like you don't know if it's Fae inspired or what, but there are a lot of like very strange like flora like kind of mixed into the designs with the dinosaur. It's like greens and pinks and whites as their color, and it is Jungle Princess is what the team or the
Perfect.
dino's name is called, and the dino in question on all the signs is an Allosaurus. Just a fierce looking Allosaurus.
Do we know where we might find Team Jungle? Was it Jungle Princess?
Jungle Princess is just walking through the city or talking to people, you would know that all of the dinos are housed at the Cherokee Anchorage down here. And so it's likely you'd be able to find kind of some of the teams down there.
So we have 3 people wanting to sign up. Right?
Yep.
It was if it was more than just a team.
Oh, I mean, there's no way Gorm isn't going to sign up for this either.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. He might want to prove his worth, but he also like maybe I don't know if it's
Maybe he
like
thinks it's a distraction or something.
yeah, like
Tiny ads. I would also voice like, this is not our main mission. What are we doing?
yeah, there is definitely a sense that getting favor, getting money, is important, and money helps pay debts. But even looking at the guides that you saw earlier, even if you didn't look in detail, if you are interested in guides, they cost money. So being here, going into the jungle, everything costs money. So making money could be important. And if this is a way your group can make money, maybe it's a good thing.
Brett for sure will not. So 3 to 4 possibly.
I mean, Tiny will go because he knows that they will need healing,
So 4 to 5.
but he would be against it because this doesn't help us find Aurora's killer or really anything
Well,
related to that.
Not now, friend, but the brand is everything. And once we start putting our name out there, people are gonna want to help us. And so having a good showing at our first days in this city is really important. So I think if we can, build up our portfolio of coins, so to speak, that'll open doors that'll help us down the way.
We get the sense it would be against the rules for us to have roaming healer.
You have to ask.
Once again, like we have to remember that they said, we'll be split up into different heats. So like once, it sounded like after man versus beast that, we could all be separated. So that, for multiple reasons, Brett isn't doing it, but that's one of them that from the stands, he is going to hopefully just be able to shout some inspiring things your way. I'm the plant, you see, and hopefully we'll hopefully also doing some commentating for money, but we'll get to that in a second, Michael. But so yeah, the idea of the roaming healer, like it's no guarantee that all of you would be able to stay together and fight as a team.
Tiny
We'll
would
say
still-
just for. Oh, go ahead.
Tiny would still go in.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to talk you out of it. I was just addressing Nate's question.
And just for context, like Mythos and Gamos are no stranger to tournaments, fighting. They've done it together as partners. They've fought in the same arenas before. Not to speak to Croft's character, but Gamos quite enjoys the thrill of the fight, and Mythos is always down for fun. So regardless of whether we had a story reason, the two of us were probably going to go in there.
Love it.
All right, so 4 to 5.
Good news is you only have to get enough money for people that are here right now. So.
Yeah, only 1,000 gold.
We got the gems.
Yeah, dump
Mhm.
those right away.
Could
Um,
sell some stuff.
sell Bartlett's shield right off the jump.
Mhm.
We get like half back for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good way to.
Here, yeah, I'll take Michael. I'll figure out and take a mundane magic item that I don't want it. Immediately pawn it.
I didn't really want this thing anyway.
Um,
I'll take 250
I'll go up
gold pieces
to
for
the-
it.
I'll
So
go.
it's like worth $5,000. I just wanted entry fee.
Yeah. I'll go up to the guards or receptionist or whatever we're calling them.
Guardceptions.
Arcceptions.
The guardceptionists.
Oh, guardceptions. Got it.
Yeah.
Who is there performers at this tournament? Do you have other forms of entertainment for the crowd between fights?
I'll just kind of work the door here. No, as far as I know.
Who would I talk to about that?
I mean, and he points to this like kind of statue. You could talk to her, I guess. And
The princess.
yeah, it's one
Okay,
of
got
the merchant princesses.
Yeah.
She kind of runs this whole thing.
All right. Let's go get sponsorship then. Brett will worry about that.
Mythos would suggest to Brett to maybe he can try and gain sponsorship for Tiny and Maddie, and that Mythos will take care of himself and Gamos as kind of the two people that can actually speak to human beings.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Split, yeah.
So you're going.
split the funds, that's smart.
So you're going to Team Princess Warriors. Is that what it was called?
Jungle Princess.
Jungle Princess.
Jungle Princess. Got it.
The perfect place for Gamos, I would say.
Yeah, totally. Though I will say Maddie's going to be pretty. I like. Let's think about our brand here, Mythos. I know you and Gamos are a pair, but you know, if we're pitching Jungle Princess and we show them Maddie, like this is an opportunity for alignment. I'm being dead serious.
I don't think I understand.
Okay, I buy that. I just thought they may have the best. They may be open to a couple of fey beings, if you will.
Well, why don't we all go together, and we won't pitch all of us, but like we can see the vibe, and go from there. How's that sound?
Yeah, we can check the vibe.
Yeah.
Back from the vibe. Love it. Okay.
On the way to the Jungle Princesses, Maddie will
Yes.
tap Mythos' shoulder, and she'll just look at him dead serious and be like, "Tia says I would be a better Jungle Princess than you. She agrees with Brett," and then she'll scamper off.
So you make your way through the Red Bazaar. The Red Bazaar is kind of where the Thundering Lizard is located at 18 there on your map. And then we will head out to 25, which I will label. And then second, 25 is the dinosaur pens at the Tariki Anchorage. This is a district east of the city. What? I guess it is kind of east of the city.
Isn't it south of the
Any
city?
directions?
Yeah, it's south of the city, but it's like the southern portion of the city. It's a dumb description. I agree.
Yeah.
Southeastern Conference.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
really east quotes of the city. It's populated by animal trainers, river folk, explorers who need inexpensive lodging, and kind of other rough and tumble sorts. And so as you exit, you kind of go through here, right near the Thundering Lizard, and you go between these massive guard towers that you are now outside the walls of the city. And there's these creeping vines all up the walls. And this area is even more lively as far as plant life than some of the places inside. But all of the homes here are kind of like stacked up on one another. And again, even outside the city, there are all these rain catchers. A lot of them a little less elaborate than some of the ones inside that you see that are kind of all interwoven. A lot of these seem to be more personalized rain catchers. But yeah, you get the sense that this is outside the city. It's a little more rough and tumble. It's a little more unpoliced, if you will. Like not as many guards through here. People doing a little more stuff out here. You can get away with a little more. And as you make it out further, it actually gets a feeling of like more security, as there are a lot more private guards that you start to see. And these private guards often sport these team colors of a lot of the teams that are currently dinosaur racers. Some of these pens are massive grazing pens for basically like dinosaur like cattle and like the more like cart pulling dinosaurs, the beasts of burden. But then you can see these other cages that are definitely your carnivores, your one-off dinos that are not really near some of the other areas. And all of these places have these big houses out front, and many of them all have these kind of banners and flags of all different colors, all sporting the current teams, which just asking around, you'll learn stick around generally for a while. Oftentimes some teams, the dinosaurs, is kind of just traded out and renamed the exact same name as the teams go on. And others, some of the smaller teams, like until that dinosaur is done, they then retire the name and kind of start over, rebranding everything to match the new dino. But some teams are it's always the same name. That's what you see.
All right, we're looking for some princesses.
Yes, so it is one of the smaller houses that
Good.
you see is dressed with this kind of pink, green, and white livery. White livery, that's right. And there's people out front, and you can see in the back there is kind of like this massive kind of fenced in area where you suspect Jungle Princess is layered somewhere back there. But there's people moving around here.
I'll walk up confidently and say, "Greetings, friends. My name is Brett. I am the manager of a new team of fighters that has just arrived in the city, and we're looking to make a name for ourselves. Saw some of your advertisements as we disembarked from our ship yesterday, and we're wondering if you were interested in some opportunities and some that'd be mutually beneficial for both of our brands. Who might I talk to about that?" I'm rolling persuasion on this, by the way.
I would love it.
So just 17.
So I'm not sure I understand you completely. You're looking to do what with our brand now?
We're looking to promote you. We're looking to make sure that everyone in the Tournament of Favor tomorrow knows of the most dominant racing team, Team Jungle Princesses. I got that right?
Yes, nailed it.
Nail it. Yeah, in exchange, we're simply looking for you to help sponsor our team, my fighters, in the Tournament of Favor tomorrow. That way, when we are winning, everyone in the city we will be representing Team Jungle Princesses. Do you want me
Oh,
to
I
keep
see.
rolling persuasion?
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay.
You- you've done enough.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. So, who I see many of you. You are fighting.
4 of us are. I have Mythos and Gamos from the Fae itself, champions of the realms and the planes beyond. Then I have this tiny dragon warrior, Maddie, the symbol of Princess and Flame herself. And then we have the nameless one right here, Master of Mysteries, who is able to dart in and out and vanquish any foe that they meet. These are the 4 fighters that I represent.
Okay, okay. This man, pointing to Gamos. This man, we are interested in sponsoring. I can tell you that much. We have T-shirts he can wear. Maybe do something with his horns. We can work something out. What is the entry fee for the Tournament of Favor?
250
That's it.
gold.
Okay, 250 gold. So we put up 250. We will need 350 gold pieces within a week's time. And he needs to wear our colors in the fight. And you have a deal for that one.
You put up 500 for both Gamos and the symbol of a jungle princess herself. We'll give you, what did you say, 300 in a week's time or 350? I can't remember.
I said 300.
300. Okay. So you do 500. We'll give you 750 in a week's time. And they'll both be decked out in all your regalia.
She doesn't need to wear the colors. He does. And you have yourself a deal.
Done.
He walks in and gets you some T-shirts.
Cool.
They're too small for Gamos because they are all for the jockeys. So you're gonna have to work something out. And he will give you 500 gold with a writ of sponsorship that you can present.
Cool.
But yeah, 500 gold, and he has no faith in the small child.
Better kick ass, Maddie.
And he did not say she doesn't. She can't wear the colors. He just said she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Maddie will be absolutely demand that she gets to wear the colors too.
Oh yeah. No, we're gonna show as we, just us, we're gonna show this guy what's up, Maddie.
All right. So
You're gonna tell.
750 is what you will owe in a week's time.
Yep.
Write that down.
I feel like Mythos would have some experience in altering clothes to fit Gamos.
Yeah.
So he will do that at the inn. He'll make some alterations to the stuff to make sure it looks right.
Are there dinosaurs out in the pens outside?
Yes, many of the pens you can see like grazing dinos of all types. Most of the team pens are a little more like kind of sheltered and guarded. But like nearby, I mean, there are dinos.
Inside the pens, are they wild and crazy, aggressive, angry, calm?
Why don't you roll a roll roll a D100 and roll insight.
Just that? Well, that's nifty.
Wow.
That's cool.
Pretty funny. Yes, so kind of looking in the pens. Jesus, why is Roll20 being so weird with typing? It's like really annoying. And if you didn't understand or didn't catch his drift, he's giving you a whole week to pay him back because I think he maybe doesn't think you're going to make the money.
Oh yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, I've got it written down. Jungle Princess, 750 gold pieces of Team Jungle Princess in 1 week's time. But they put up the money. 500, 2 entries already. Yes, so the kind of nearby dinos are there's Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and some other kind of like lumbering large, and they're pretty chill. They seem pretty calm in their pens. Your best guess is they're actually fairly satiated. They've had you just looking around and looking at the way they're moving about kind of near the watering area, that they've probably been fed somewhat recently. But yeah, that's what you kind of pick up. Somewhat satiated, these dinos.
Do they have nameplates or anything on the fences? Or on them themselves?
These
Tags?
fences, you do not see any nameplates or anything. You do pick up that some of them have brands on them, on their rears.
Okay. That's it. I don't have anything further.
Love that. Anything else? What else do you want to do? You want to find another sponsor? You want to...
Yep. What are our? You got some
Yeah.
team names for us?
I do.
He was hoping we would ask.
Big Honker,
Oh my god, yes.
Uptow's favorite, Banana Candy,
Ooh.
Bone Cruncher, Grung Stomper, Scarback, my favorite, Nasty Boy, and Mountain Thunder are the teams.
Those are
that you
great
see.
names.
Their houses. The largest are Big Honker, Uptow's favorites, and Mountain Thunder. Those are the largest of the houses. The Banana Candy house is of like mid to large size. Bone Cruncher, Grung Stomper, Starback, and Nasty Boy are all around the size of the Jungle Princess house, pretty smaller, the smaller teams.
I think we should probably try for a big house, right? I don't know.
I mean, they would probably demand more out of us if I had to guess.
That's true. maybe a middle. Banana Candy was an amazing name.
Yeah, I feel like Mythos would have been drawn to Banana Candy as well.
All right, let's go for that first.
He also is going to say, "Give me 1 second. I need to just get into character." And he's going to close his eyes for a second, and his entire sort of body changes, and the green, kind of leafy exterior that he has becomes gold, and Mythos is in his summer form,
Oh,
which is quite intimidating looking.
Nice.
love it.
And he'll say, "Okay, let's go." You can almost it's almost like, whoa, what was that?
Love it. So as you march up to this house, this is one of the like mid to large size houses, this Banana Candy, and you can actually see the dino that you suspect is Banana Candy out back, and it's this there is actually some trainers out nearby, and it's kind of got all of its livery on and saddle and everything. And it is a Hadrosaurus. If you don't know what that is, look it up and the name becomes even funnier, I think. And
Croft screen color changed immediately.
and it
Is that like the duckbill one that's got the little thing on its head?
Yeah, it's like a little, and it is a bright yellow, kind of like fading to lime green colored dino, just kind of walking around out back on two legs with its two little arms, kind of every once in a while touching the floor. But there's some trainers around it, all wearing bright yellow. So this golden flex is a pretty nice touch. As you kind of approach the steps, you are greeted by a man who kind of like walks out, and at first he's kind of like, "Whoa!"
Hang on, before we go up, I would look at Tiny and say, like, is there anything you can do with your magic as you're talking to them to try and kind of like make a splash? You know what I mean? Like, we're wanting to put our best foot forward here and really sell you and Mythos here. Anything that you're able to do that would kind of be flashy and get their attention? If not, totally fine. We work with what we've got, but just, we're trying to present you as this awesome fighting machine, which I know you are. I've seen it, but they haven't yet, and that's what we've got to demonstrate to them. This is such great practice for me when I become Emmett's uncle who takes illegal payments for his NCAA basketball career.
Just goes, yeah. I have no flash.
All right.
You said.
All right, no worries. We will make do with what we have. All right, now we'll walk up.
So this man in this golden yellow outfit walks out, and he's kind of like, "Whoa, like, hey, what's going on? We've got training going on back there. We don't need any visitors."
Brett, manager. I'll cut to the chase since I know you're busy. I've got a pair of fighters. We're new to town here, and we are looking to align our brand with yours to promote the awesome fighting team of Banana Candy tomorrow at the Tournament of Favor. Who do I talk to about that?
Not me. And he kind of just turns around and walks inside, shuts the door.
Oh, you're not going to let me make a persuasion check?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, not even a check. And then
Okay.
moments later, another person walks out.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
And is like, okay, so what are the fighting team? What's happening here?
Yes. I'll do the whole spiel about how I'm their manager again. Introduce Mythos, champion of the Feywild, has come to our plane to seek for new foes. And then the nameless one here, from the wilds of Moranth itself. And we are new to town. We're competing in the tournament of favor tomorrow, and didn't know if you were interested in aligning our brand with yours so that we could promote Team Banana Candy at the tournament, where the entire city is going to see these two fighting champions vanquishing foes, all while brandishing the regalia and garb of Banana Candy, and letting everyone know how much of a force Banana Candy is to be reckoned with.
Okay. We get a lot of requests like this. Which two? Who are you? Who?
I'll point to Mythos and Tiny.
Is that big one? That one? Is he fighting?
I don't know who you're pointing to.
The biggest guy.
Oh, they'd be way in the back.
The goat man, the centaur. Is he fighting?
He is, and he's already spoken for, unfortunately.
Can the nameless one, can you beat that guy?
I think Tiny's like off looking at the fence with the looking at one of the dinosaurs. And I think while this is going on, there are three little, from a distance you can't quite tell what they are, but there are three little glowing kind of orbs that are kind of dancing kind of in front of the dinosaur that are kind of playing with it.
Okay.
Michael, who's talking? Like
This
what?
is
Who?
just a- this is
I know,
just
but
a
like, what
guy.
is it? A dwarf? A guy? A human?
No, a human guy wearing all this golden gear. He looks a little slimy. And yeah, he is so elf man, you can you beat that one? The big goat man that you just said is on another team?
Gamos is my sparring partner, and I've defeated him several times.
Okay. Okay, this guy's got spunk. We can maybe spot this. You're gonna look like that. That's nice. That's already the brand.
Hold on. And he's going to try and just make the edges of his leaves turn green.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good. That's a good look. Yeah, so this guy, we could spot him 250 into the fight. If he gets to round, if you're gonna win the first, if you're gonna be Banana Candy, you're gonna have to do some major shit. Make a splash, you know what I'm saying?
What's a splash?
I mean, you can't. I don't want to see you out in round one.
Oh, he's not going to go out in round one.
All right, so maybe like get out of round two. Get out of round two, and you only gotta, you don't gotta pay us back. Get out of round two.
Get out of round two, and we keep the money.
Yeah, and if you fall before that, I'm gonna need double.
I have no fear of man or beast.
Falls
Sounds
before.
like we got a deal. And he sticks out his hand.
I'm assuming Mythos shit takes it before Brett can say anything, right, Nate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right. So my golden friend, got to get out of round 2. And they will be pleased with your fighting prowess. I don't know why he ended up with that voice, but Krazik
like
is an
it.
interesting place.
I like it.
All right, so
These kind of deals, there's some characters.
yeah, it's really good.
As we walk
Alright.
away, Mythos's golden color will just, the green will just take back control, and he will be back to spring version. And he'll look at Brett and say, "Not bad, huh?"
No, that was great. You nailed it.
Joke's on him. I've never beaten Gamos once.
Good. All right.
Brett starts to slowly like.
All right. Someone. I've now mentally portioned an extra bardic inspiration die for Nate tomorrow. Got it.
What is the next closest team around us? If we can actually visually see one.
Bone Cruncher and Uptown's favorite.
Which
one a
one?
large house, one a smaller house.
Obviously by their digs.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiny would see them making a deal, and I think he'll walk over to the larger house. Not Bone Cruncher, right? But the other one.
Yes, Uptown's favorite.
Uptow's. So he would just kind of walk up. He still has the 3 little glowy things that are just kind of floating around him. And he would just find the first person that he sees and just would walk up to him, wait for them to acknowledge him, and just go, "I need sponsor."
Pardon me, I didn't quite hear you.
Sponsor for fight tomorrow.
No, I think you got everything confused. This is a racing house. We don't participate in the fights.
Not you, me. With
Oh shit.
your
Okay. You're looking for a sponsor.
people.
Okay. What can you do? I mean, you're a big guy.
I live, stay alive.
Okay. So staying alive is good. But like, I'm gonna need a little more than that if you're gonna represent my guy here. And he kind of points back to this Triceratops that is just sprinting around in the yard like a badass.
Is the Triceratops branded or have any scars, scratch
It does have
marks?
a brand. It does have a brand. Yeah.
He would look at as it's running around, and he would use he's got an ability. It's kind of like Speak with Beasts and Animals, but it's not really as in-depth as that. It's more or less just I lost it. It makes them just allow them to understand them, but they can't actually speak back. But he would just call out to the Triceratops and ask for it to come over.
There is a moment when you see the Triceratops kind of like look around and then like slowly prod its way over to the fence near you.
Here is that. And then he would have one of the little orbs, glowy orbs, go over the branding mark and attempt to heal it or erase it.
Okay, roll an Arcana check. So this kind of light goes onto the brand and just slowly like fades in, and it softens it a bit. And the guy is like watching you do all this shit, and he's, "Hey, whoa! What are you doing? What is it? Stop with the weird magic."
I was
He
told
tries to get kind of in between you and the dino.
I do flashy thing.
He looks at you like super quizzically, and you can see him like start to kind of look around and see like the group of people over at one of the other houses, and he's starting to like, all right, sorry, man. I can't have you. And he kind of gives the dino a little slap to get him to move on into the field. I can't have you touching the dinosaurs with your magic and shit. Sorry. I just it's just not. I don't think it's not you. It's it's me. I just I don't think it's gonna work out. The brand's kind of important because somebody owns that dino there. I can't have you erasing his mark.
Just kind of
And
stares
he's
at the
like
guy.
very slowly like backing up, trying to disengage from the conversation without being rude, but totally being rude.
I'll just stand there and watch him walk away, stare over to the Triceratops. Shrug. Walk back towards the other guys, Mythos and Brett.
Yeah, so as you guys are leaving the banana candy outfit, you find Tiny walking back towards you.
Have we tried Bone Crusher yet?
You have not.
I do not believe so.
Mythos will look Tiny up and down and say, "You know what? It's going to be tough, but you got potential, kid. I think you might have what it takes to make it all the way to the top. But they're just not going to see it. We're going to have to make you look a little bit meaner." And he's going to ask him to give him his best mean face.
He will just scowl.
How intimidating is it looking?
That's what I was looking. I was trying to pull up my character sheet.
Roll intimidation.
0 sucks, 20's good. This is gonna be great.
Seems right.
Mythos will look at him and say, "It's a good start. It's a good start." I think part of it is just your overall aura. I think we gotta rough you up a bit. And he'll look to Gorm and say, "We need to borrow your weapon."
Gorm rises from the grave because he's dead, and God knows he will never hand over his weapon. I actually know that for a fact because it's written into his character. It's a very special weapon to him, but he would give you another weapon on himself, I think.
Does he have? Because he has an axe or something, right? Or a hammer?
Yeah, it's like one of his whatever his main weapon is like it's like a piece for him. Like it's important to him. So I don't know if he'd give it up, but he probably has some other shit on him that he would give you.
Because the lance isn't going to work.
Yeah, he's
Nope.
got a name. He's got a named like a named weapon. I don't think he would give it.
You know, Gamos also has a war pick.
War pick will work.
Or pickle work.
Okay. Mythos will ask Gamos then. We'll just pretend that conversation happened because it's fun.
Yeah.
And Mythos would have tried really hard to get him to let him take his weapon.
Yeah. Will, can you just edit that in? Just edit that in, Will. Edit that conversation in.
So little defeated, he'll turn to Gamos and ask for the war pick. He'll give Tiny the war pick, and he'll crush up berries and kind of spread them around Tiny to make him look like he's like kind of bloodied and like he's taken some damage. And he'll just tell Tiny, okay, you just keep practicing that mean face. Start getting in the zone. Maybe think about all those hunters killing those innocent rabbits. Think about all those greedy loggers tearing up your forest. You got to get mean. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Put on a performance. Make them feel like you might crush somebody's bones. That's what I need from you. What do you think, Tiny? Can you do it?
This is good option.
Good option. Good. Okay. To Bone Crusher we go.
Walking up to the Bone Cruncher.
It was a practice while we're walking. He's practicing.
Yeah, 100%. And I will, probably through some clenched teeth, like, you're almost there. You can do this. Take a breath and think anger, like Mythos was saying. And I will give you a bardic inspiration die.
Tiny got a little bit of the berry juice in and around his eye and kind of squinting funny as he's walking up behind you. As you walk up to the Bone Cruncher building, which is less of a building, more of a shack. This is a smaller house. They do have a lot of skulls out front on the building, kind of decorating, and this kind of like large like half orc walks out. Can I help you, good gentleman and lady?
Yes, my good man. Brett here, manager and agent of fighter extraordinaire, the nameless one here, who we are looking to get sponsorship in the Tournament of Favor tomorrow. This renowned champion has come across the sea, and we just arrived in Port Hope, and we thought you, being from such a illustrious house, might want to make a splash in the tournament with this great champion advertising and selling the brand of the Bone Crusher racing team, and didn't know if you might be interested.
Ethos is also going to touch Tiny as like okay, here we go, and give him guidance as well.
Tiny, give me your best intimidation check.
All right.
With guidance and inspiration, if you got it.
So we've got that.
Oh boy.
Plus guidance is a D4.
Yeah.
Your
All
inspiration is 6 at this point.
Six.
Yeah.
Six?
Let's just get to. All right, 9.
Three threes. Three threes.
On 3 different dies too.
Three
10.
threes.
Oh,
A
well,
24 and
Nice.
6.
So as you attempt to look as mean as you possibly can, your large figure, he kind of looks you over. The nameless one, you said,
Yes.
kind of a cool name. And he walks back and like pulls he's kind of like looking at your head, looking back, and he grabs this kind of like skull helm off the wall made of bone. And he kind of like eyeballing it. Okay, nameless one. You wear this. He kind of puts forward this skull helm. That looks about the right size of your head. It's probably made of some small, relatively dinosaur and leather strappings. But it's definitely got like teeth kind of like that kind of come here and cover your eyes a little bit. It's not the most comfortable thing if you were to put it on. And you severely injure someone wearing the colors of Big Honker, and you have yourself a deal.
All
if
right.
you wish.
Sold.
And it gives you just like a bag of coins with a mixture of silver and gold in it, and probably a lot of copper. That equals up to 250 gold pieces. And he gives you no other ultimatum. He wants to see somebody wearing Big Honker's colors get injured.
Big honker going down. Got it. What are Big Honker's colors?
Big Honker's colors are, let's see. Why is my so every once in a while when I'm on Roll20 specifically, when I type on my thing, it's really slow. Big Honker is blue and green.
Blue and
And
green.
they are a young T-Rex is their racer. And it is the favorite of the crowd and the favorite to win generally. It's Big Honker. They are a large house that recycles the name.
As we walk away, Mythos will just be overjoyed, just like, Tiny, we did it. You did so great. I've pulled off so many jokes, and this might be my finest.
What is happening?
Assuming that Will's character is joining us as well, do you know who we may have gotten to sponsor him, or do you want to figure that in post?
I think we'll figure that in post. It's
You're
funny.
talking, Connor. You're muted.
So let's just have Big Honker sponsor Will.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Big Honker or Mountain Thunder, because Mountain Thunder is a dinosaur that's aging out of the race. So that's kind
I like
Oh,
Mountain
never
Thunder.
mind.
Then. That's perfect.
of.
Yeah, the name works. The aging
Yeah.
works.
Brett knows how to align brands pretty well.
Yeah, it's the least likely to win dino in the race. It's aging out. Dimetrodon.
Yeah, the one with the big
Dimetrodon.
Yes, that one. Dimetrodon.
I will say I got to play with some dinosaurs the other day, and now all he asked for, a new favorite word is dino.
Hell
And he
yeah.
has a dinosaur book that he wanted to be read to him about 3 times today. And he just
Hell
would
yeah.
Nice.
run around just being like dino, dino, dino. So another
I'll make sure
dinosaur
to
fan.
start. I'll make sure to be playing the Jurassic Park theme every time I come see him now.
Yes, we'll definitely be able to associate that with dinosaurs.
Hell no.
Inception, man.
Pachycephalosaurus is the best dinosaur.
Pterodactyl.
Concussions.
Badass skull, badass name. All right. So I've got Tiny must injure a big honker because that's a nice sentence.
Yep.
500 gold pieces owed to Banana Candy if Mythos doesn't get out of round 2.
Yep.
750 gold pieces owed to Jungle Princess in 1 week's time. And the loot that is on there, because of course it is. I love that. Things are going well.
This is
We're
fun.
just-
I'm excited for this.
Just all kinds of money. All right. So what else? Anything else on the first day of your arrival? It's probably approaching evening at this point. After kind of walking all around the city, to the Grand Coliseum, to the Tairiki Anchorage, and the dinosaur pens. Though you're not that far away from the Thundering Lizard, which is where you have rooms, which is nice with a balcony for free-ish. What be it you want to do?
I mean, I feel pretty good about what we've accomplished today. Brett wants to
Accomplished a lot.
Brett wants to practice. Maddie to go back and practice with him. Anytime we're walking around the city, Maddie is looking for the red scarf though, or for anything about Fabian Locke if it catches
All
her
right,
eye.
roll perception. Wow. As you're moving out of the Tairiki Anchorage back towards the Thundering Lizard, you actually catch sight of something flying through the air of a reddish color, kind of flying over the top of the Thundering Lizard, about this size of what a scarf would be. Just flies over the top of it.
Which way does it go? And is it too fast? Is it moving so fast that Maddie could not run and chase it? Or if she takes 5 steps, it's instantly out of sight.
Let's see how fast exactly. Because I can tell you that. I thought. What I can tell you is I can tell you for sure it's not moving leisurely. It's moving pretty quickly, around 60 feet per 6 seconds, I would say. But it like kind of dips low and then dips kind of high over the back of the building. Its trajectory fairly low, and it's just kind of like moving through the air, like on the wind. Like it almost looks like a ribbon or something, like flying through the air. You get the sense it would be hard to like chase down, but not necessarily impossible. But difficult in a like a tight city like this for sure.
I mean, if I'm going to play my character, Maddie's probably going to use some Step of the Wind ability to just bolt away from everybody else and be like, I see the dragon, and bolt, and probably use her Step of the Wind, like, you know, 1 or 2 uses of it for the day to try to keep pace, because that'll let her take it as a bonus action. So, I mean, she doesn't want to like, yeah, we'll just start with that. Because she can go pretty fast when she does that.
All right, roll athletics with advantage as you kind of take off from the party. So you all hear her say like, I see the dragon, and she just starts moving, and like then she starts moving. And you've seen her do this before when she like really gets it going, where it's like, holy shit, like she's moving so fast, like, and she just dodges through the crowd, like running up on walls around people and things like that, like really giving it something. So as you get like kind of around, you basically like have to run up the steps and then swing around the outside of the building. Since it's on that second floor, and you kind of like move around the outside of this like balcony second floor, where you can catch like a sight of this thing kind of diving down lower. And it, as it goes around kind of the backside of the building, you have to jump off and kind of roll and then continue onward and give you 1 more athletics check with advantage as you're stepping up the wind.
I will burn 2 uses of key on the day. So God help us if a fight breaks out tonight. At advantage. And if I roll, Rick, roll.
20's being real thick. So yeah, you move around the backside of this building, to which you see it dive low into this alley that you're able to like kind of run to the end of. And at the end of the alley, you kind of see this person walking in the opposite direction of you, like walking away from you. But you do not see where this kind of flying red creature went. And the alley is a few blocks essentially away from the Thundering Lizard, and almost like backing up to the wall surrounding the Grand Colosseum. And there is just a singular person walking in the alley away from
you. How does the person look?
The person, it is getting darker, obviously, as we're approaching the evening. So there are some shadows. This is a humanoid. From your perspective, this is an adult humanoid. Excuse me, something in my freaking throat. And kind of has a hood up, walking away from you, just like the hood is just kind of like a regular like coat, like brown, and it like just nondescript, if you will, from the rear.
She'll go up to him.
35 feet away.
She'll like scamper up to him and pull on his coat and be like, "Hey, mister, did you see which way the dragon went?"
This person turns to you and they just have these like heavy bags beneath their eyes. This is a human male. Just these like very kind of like you just looking at their face, it almost looks like if they've been like crying or something recently. Kind of looks down at you like, well, dragon, what are you talking about?
Didn't you see that the thing that flew through the air just went right past here?
No, sorry, I wasn't paying much attention.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. What are you doing out here all alone, little girl?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm Maddie, the hero who's going to save the world. I can take care of myself. And she'll like shake out and like offer her hand to like shake his hand and try to get his name.
He gives you this kind of like weak, like weirded out handshake a little bit. I'm Bellum. It's nice to meet you, Maddie. It's getting dark. You should probably get home.
Okay, Billum. And she'll go to the alley and just do a quick perception check to see if there's anything that like, I don't know, would indicate like, I don't know, if she can see any signs of the flying dragon. She's not very helpful.
Looking around at the end of the alley, yeah, you aren't able to see any signs of this creature. You get the sense that it was moving towards the end of the alley, but other than that, there's no sign of it.
She'll just like look down the alley and she'll just be like, "I'm gonna find you, dragon lady." Like probably in too high of a voice that if like somebody was around the corner, they would definitely hear. And then she would scamper back to the Thundering Lizard.
All right. So as you guys get back to the Thundering Lizard, Maddie eventually finds you there.
Where'd you
I'm gonna
dance off
chase
to,
you.
Maddie?
I saw the dragon, but I lost it. It was moving really fast. I found a sad old man named Billum, though. He looked like he could use at least 2 of Gamos's ales.
What was he sad about?
I don't know. He seemed a little weird that I was running after a dragon he couldn't see and talking to him. So he told me to go away. I'll point him out if I see you. Could be in like an adult conversation.
Adults
sure-
are able to have those conversations.
I'm sure Gorm would tell you that chasing the dragon often leads you to being a sad old man.
Bill's
Nailed
gonna
it.
love this one. He's really gonna love this one.
Sage advice from Grandpa, as always.
Who is obviously already Grandpa's already went to bed because it's well past his bedtime. The rooms at the Thundering Lizard are these 2 adjoined rooms with beds as well as a cot brought in, and you have a really badass balcony that is 3 floors above the kind of main thoroughfare there, and apparently where they race dinosaurs through the streets right below you. So that's fun and exciting. Anything else before the sun goes down? And you all sleep after a long journey. The first night in real beds, not on a boat. Pretty nice.
I'm not sure
Was
Demos
Was there
fits
was
on the
there
bed.
music on the stage?
Yeah, going downstairs, there wasn't like one main group, but every so often a few like minstrels would come up and play a few songs, entertaining the crowd in the basement area, which the basement is actually technically on the main floor, the main street level. There's just no entry onto there. Gotta go up and under. But you
how
would, you would
Brett
say
rate himself?
they're fine.
Okay.
None of them are real professionals. You get the sense like these are
Got
just some players that kind of like pick up and play some tunes every once in a while. Like they're enjoyable, but nothing nothing like they're not. These probably aren't professionals.
Gotcha.
But you also get the sense that this isn't necessarily a huge night or anything in this place. Like there are people around, but it's not crazy. You expect a bigger crowd after the fights and Executioner's Run, and an even bigger crowd following up after the race. If Pansy is to be believed, of course, but you get the sense Thundering Lizard is pretty hop in place. But yeah, drinks and merriment go on into the night at this place, and you can hear that pretty clearly from upstairs in your room. So anyone that wants to partake downstairs can easily do so late into the evening. Beds and Gamos, he's probably pretty used to that. Bed probably not fitting, but horses, goat, centaur men, who knows how they sleep? I don't, clearly. Not a lot of stables here, turns out, so he doesn't get the opportunity to sleep in the stables.
There's a large enough spot on the floor.
Yeah, there's plenty of large floor space available.
For some reason, I'm just envisioning him like taking the horse part and laying on the floor, but like moving the mattress so his human part can like lay on the mattress.
That's good. And he's also like a stomach sleeper, so he's like really flat. Yeah, legs sprawled out in front of him. There's some really good opportunity there. The next morning, you awaken, and a day has passed, and yeah, there's food downstairs. There's some people down there for breakfast. The kobolds running around. Food is decent and provided with your stay. But yeah, the day is yours to do with what you will. And this be the day of the Grand Coliseum.
I was gonna say, isn't it fight day?
It's fight day. It's fight day. Anything you want to do before heading to the Coliseum on fight day that is important to you? Otherwise, hold your peace.
Tiny would want to take like an hour with the little skull that he's got that he's supposed to wear.
Mhm.
And he would want to just try to commune with it, or at least commune with the spirits around town, because my guess is that thing's been dead for quite a while.
Yes, you get the sense that it's been dead for quite some time.
Yeah. So really, he would just kind of sit there, just kind of commune with it, try to get just a general sensation or feeling of what any surrounding spirits would just any sort of emotion, feeling about the skull, about what they're doing with the Colosseum, about the city in general.
Oh, I love this. So as you're kind of like communing here, grasping this skull, you don't get much of a sense from the skull. You kind of get this understanding that this has been dead and essentially a decorative piece for quite some time at this point. But like the feeling of the city is interesting to you. There's this calm about the city that you can just like the spirits here, the elements. There's this calmness, and for some reason to you, like that feels unnatural and eerie. Like oftentimes the wilds feel calm before a storm. And that's kind of the feeling that you're getting, which maybe you wouldn't expect here, like in this kind of wild city, where there's just all sorts of things going on all the time. There's just this like eerie calm that you sense during your communion.
Okay.
I would have done this a little bit last night as well. Tried to figure out like what the seating is like for these tournaments. Is it a first come first serve situation? Are there reserve seats? How does that work?
Yeah, you would get intel that it's by and large first come first serve, and then there is strictly like a reserve section on two different sides for like the nobles and the merchant princes and whoever of higher echelon comes to the events.
Gotcha. But I think I could get there is front row seating for there that is not reserved.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that there are people that kind of go out and wait to get in early for that, but you would also possibly be able to barter your way down closer. But yeah, you could get front row seating.
Okay. Yeah, because that would be I would probably try and leave a little earlier. And like just tell the 4 or 5 of them, to when at all times try and fight near where I am so that I can, offer them support of many different kinds. If they're near me, whereas if, they're on a far side of the stadium, I may not be able to help them if they need it.
Love it. Love it. Anything else before heading to the Grand Coliseum that anyone wants to do specifically? Nope.
No.
A lot of activity outside the Grand Coliseum, a lot of people waiting around outside, and those of you that are entrants are kind of ushered to one portion where you are escorted to the staircase that takes you underneath the stadium. Those of you that are required to don the specific colors and things, you have this kind of essentially locker room area where you can dress yourselves and hang out. And there are other entrants down here. There are also a lot of like guards moving around, a few priests that you see, and these kind of walled off areas that every so often you hear just angry growls or horrible otherworldly bestial screams every so often of creatures that you suspect are kind of attempting to be kept secret from those participating, that will eventually be placed in the arena upstairs. As the morning grows into, lunchtime and after, like you can hear the people up top, like, and the chatter and the crowd getting more anxious and growing. Brett finding and easily kind of maneuvering his way down to a better viewing area, maybe a little. I don't know if you want to be dead center, if you want to be a little to one side, closer to the fancy people on one side or the other, but that's up to you. We can arrange that. The fighting pit is a massive circular arena. It is approximately like 100 feet across. And it's currently a smooth surface with these large pillars that they're kind of have brought in and have set up. 5 pillars, 1 in the center, and then 4 on the outsides. That seem to be kind of like these areas where you can hide and avoid things and maybe climb up if you're really skilled at climbing, who's to say. But that is what you see, and the crowd is eventually addressed and told that the first fight, man versus beast, first heat, will be fastly approaching, and those of you underneath are kind of indicated the same way, and they start having people draw rocks out of a large bag to indicate which heat they will be in. Down below, you are told a few things. You are told that during this first round, if you yield, to make your way out of the arena by any way possible, because beasts don't understand when you yield. There are you'll be let out of tunnels that they'll be keeping people by to let you in if you want to escape and yield. Many people down here will tell stories of people literally climbing the walls to get away from beasts and such down here. They do have priests down here, clerics that can heal. But falling in the arena will be extremely costly if you do indeed want to return to life, and you will be indebted to the volunteers that are the servants down here, the volunteers from the many temples around town, and mayhaps that is why they send their people here. After the first round, there is approximately 1 hour or a short rest time for you to rehab yourself. And the following rounds are kind of more quick succession rounds. Everyone can afford one essentially visit from the clerics over the course of the day's tournament. They kind of grant you that, which is essentially a cure wounds on the house from the clerics here. But other than that, you're kind of on your own, and you get the 1 short rest after the first bout. But other than that, that's kind of how this thing's going to roll. And because it's 10:05, I feel like we're going to have to start off next week with a bang and do it then. The way we'll do this is if it happens that you guys are in different heats, which is likely, we'll run the heats at the same time. And giving Brett basically 2 turns in the initiative order, 1 for one heat, 1 for the other, because he'll be seeing both heats and play it
living out Tenet basically.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll take you to just so you can see it. You should be able to see that unless they're on the perimeter.
Do you get your
I see
do you get
only
your bardic
black.
inspirations after a short rest?
Oh, it's only black.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me turn off the lighting.
There we go.
Ooh.
So there's two arenas, one and then the other.
Oh, cool.
So if we run two, then there'll be,
That's easy.
yeah, we can just run them at the exact same time on the same page. and just
Can
have
I
two.
tell from
Congrats.
where I'm seated? Is there like people watching the crowd to make sure they don't help or intervene?
So you do see like,
Hang on a second.
you're good.
Sudden moose.
Happens. Totally happens. To
Uh,
answer his question for everyone else, they do have kind of and I'll put some people out here. They do have people posted that are watching the crowd. So, any other questions?
Say that again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there are people posted that are like monitoring the crowd. For the most part, you think they're just monitoring for like safety concerns and things like that. But you do get the sense that interference is looked down upon here. So you might have to be smart about it.
Okay.
Or end up in the executioner's room. Who's to
Yeah, you just say.
say?
Okay, so I'll try and position myself like between, like not right next to a watch or anything like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there'll be I'll either get dynamic lighting going so that we can have the pillars shown, because right now it's not, because your characters aren't on this sheet, but there's essentially like 4 pillars around the outside and then one in the center, like a die, like a five on a die.
Do we have any idea of like what we may be facing? Like, are we going to be facing some dinos? Like, do they
yeah.
advertise such a
So
thing?
roll a nature check.
Nate check?
Yeah, because there's been some noise down there. Maybe you could identify some of those creatures' calls. Let's see if there's any that you could identify. So there's a few, a lot of the calls that are pretty alien to you. And you suspect those are probably some type of dinosaurs, but you aren't sure what. Then there is a few avian sounds that you hear. That's a little weird, and you're not sure what that's about. And one feline sound, like you suspect is something like a jaguar or a tiger or something. So there's a lot of sounds of beasts down here that you suspect will be being used in some of the heats, just not sure exactly how they'll be being used. But yeah, there are multiple heats here happening during the first portion, the man versus beast. And the end goal here is just survival with the slaying of the beast of the first round. You don't have to worry about the other people, but you do get the sense some of the people play by different rules. You've heard tell that sometimes the people go after each other early. You never know.
I mean, we were specifically asked to
Yeah,
kill
Osprey.
someone from which house or which?
Big
honker.
conquer.
Oh, Big
Whatever.
Honker. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'll put you back here, and I've got your little quests there on the bottom right. Tiny wearing his skull and bones to injure someone from Big Honker. Uh, 500 gold pieces owed to banana candy if Mythos doesn't get out of round 2, and 750 gold pieces owed to the Jungle Princess after 1 week.
Sounds like Jungle Princess really screwed us.
Yeah.
Well,
But we also got two people in, so
Yeah, that's 2 people's worth.
you did get 2 people in. I mean, Tiny's got to injure a man.
yeah.
That actually sounds like the tallest order.
Yeah.
And they didn't give
That's-
you. They just said, "You just
Just
injure
do
this guy."
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing.
That's one where, like,
I
in
don't
the-
have to necessarily injure them.
No, you do.
Yeah, he wants the bone cruncher. You're wearing the regalia.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
He wants the bone cruncher to dominate Bing Honker.
Yep.
You know, if you need to switch, Maddie will wear the helm. It probably goes down to like her. If it fits Tiny, it probably goes down to her chest.
Yeah.
Oh, could I do some spell slot manipulation?
Yeah. You can
Yes,
do
we-
whatever you need.
He would have. Mythos would have casted Good Berry the night before, so he would have his 10 berries in
Well,
his
that-
pouch
Yeah,
for the fight the
That's-
next day.
as you do. Smart.
Yeah.
Definitely do what you need to do. I'm going to give you a rundown of the merchant princes, just from asking around or talking to the people at the Thundering Lizard the night before. You could have got all this information. This is all pretty widely available, but Akin Afa is the one that kind of won a lot of the gladiatorial contests and basically invested her winnings and eventually became one of the merchant princes. She deals in weapons, shields, traveling gear, rain catchers, saddles, wagons, and canoes. And then she is also in charge of the gladiatorial arena. Afan Tauro. None of these names you're going to remember, but it's just important to hear what they do so that you can ask about it later if you want to. But Afan Talaroa deals in beasts and beast training. And has a big part in the races. Jasmine, who you've heard her name once before, deals in plants, poisons, and assassinations. Assassinations, murder is illegal here, but sanctions, which basically give you writ to kill, do exist. And she is kind of the enforcer. A lot of the guards are under her kind of umbrella, and she's in charge of Executioner's Run. Jobel deals in guides, mercenaries, and sellswords. If you read through any of those guides that are on the notice board, a lot of them are Jobel's guides, as they have a specific money amount that they request, because a lot of the money has to be paid back to Jobel. That's a name. Quayothe deals in fruit, wine, ale, tej, oil, perfume, and insect repellent. That's about as
That's my guy.
interesting as that goes, I think. Yeah, there's some cool shit there too. You'll see if we get into her. Wakanga Atamu deals in magic and lore, so magic items and like information. He's your guy. And finally, Xanthi. Xanthi deals in gems, jewelry, cloths, and armor. So that's kind of your riches dealer. So those are your merchant princes and princesses that are kind of running this place. which is all pretty available information. So if you're ever after certain items that fall under their umbrella, or just want to investigate certain things that fall under their umbrellas, you've heard their names and what they do. I'm telling you, this place has a lot going on. It's like Waterdeep. So many things you can get into or not get into. Things to find and things to avoid. Also, I left the tavern music playing this whole time, and I don't hate it. So, next time, those of you that still need an item, probably want to talk to me before the gladiatorial arena. So yeah, let me know what item it is that you're after, and I'll let you know if it's available and how much it's gonna cost against the old purse. Uncommon. They can get a lot of uncommon. Not all uncommon, but a lot of it. And some uncommon is really expensive. I will warn you. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all I need. I will need a token for Brett, even though I'm kind of loving this one, to be totally honest. And then yeah, anything else you can think of. But we'll start with the first bout, or the first bouts. Maybe only one. Who knows? Maybe you'll all draw the same bout.
That'd be great.
And no one from Big Honker will be with you, and you'll have to make sure Tiny gets out of the first round so that he can enter a Big Honker. And we'll figure out if Will has added more debt to you by participating. And whose team is on.
No. Well, that was fun role play, guys. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
It was a good time.
It's fun.
It was a good time. It was good. And next session we do some fights.
Absolutely. All right. See you guys next week.
What's
Yeah,
on your
see you next-
speech board? Oh, he's
Oh.
gone.
You'll never know.
You'll never
See you guys.
know.
See ya. He was painting something, Preston. As if that's what you were asking.
I want to know what it was.
I have a weapon of warning, Michael. I kind of like I feel like it fits the theme.
I feel like you probably can. I know. Genuinely. It's been fun. Oh boy. You can. You can have one,
I mean, can I just like
but it's expensive.
money is no object. Can we make my quarterstaff a weapon of warning? I feel like if it fits the theme, you know, Feywild Survivor.
How expensive?
What if I told you it adds a digit
What?
Oh,
to your current total?
okay. That's a hard no there.
60.
You said there's
Do it.
treasure everywhere.
It's just money. Besides, the world's gonna end anyway.
I picked the most expensive item of anyone.
Not only you picked the most expensive, you've doubled more. You would more than double the debt.
Listen,
With that.
One of the things I asked
Listen.
for was 60K, but Michael wouldn't let me, or they couldn't find it, or whatever reason. But yeah,
Yes, it was that one was unavailable.
wearing this weapon not only grants you advantage on initiative rolls, It also prevents you and any party member within 30 feet from being surprised.
Do you have a shield?
Okay.
I can't have a shield
That's
yet,
not-
but one day.
Cannot.
That's not setting the world on fire.
I was like, you could
It's
look
an
up
uncommon item.
a sentinel
For
shield. does the
60K?
advantage on initiative, and
Say
it's only
again.
like 40. A sentinel shield.
See, I can't use
I know
a
you
shield
can't right
yet.
now, but yeah.
It'd be useless to me until I can take the Warcaster feat.
Pile up the debt. Bring it on.
No. 60 grand?
Yeah, who cares? We're gonna have so much loot, and Mythos isn't gonna care. I can tell you that much. He's about living life.
Say Tiny doesn't care.
It's only 100.
Tiny don't care either. Yep. What's money? 101, baby.
The other one that looked real exciting was
101.
the Bag of Tricks, I think it was called.
Bag of Tricks sounds fun. I don't think anyone's ever had one of those.
I looked it
Yeah,
up
game.
because I'm like, oh, that sounds like Mythos.
I'm not seeing that one. It might be unpriced because it has a weird thing that it does. Yep. Oh, yeah. Unpriced. I can't get that one. Bag of Tricks. It is unpriced because creating permanent living creatures does absolutely silly things to the economy.
I kind of figured.
A druid,
But-
but not a druid. That's
It literally is just a free summon.
ridiculous.
I mean, you don't get to choose what it is. It just is what it is.
It just is what it is. I love it. Pretty fun.
What's the cost of a
Unpriced.
wand of magic missile?
It's a great question. They would definitely be able to get that. Price wise. 8,000.
Can I ask for 2 since
Absolutely not. Hey, Cross is only $1,500.
yeah, Nate was 60.
Yeah.
What would a pearl of power cost be?
Get rid of all my tabs. POP. 6,000.
6. All right.
Little more easy to get. A little
Yeah.
more common. I'm expecting Maddie's to just be behemoth amount of money. I wonder what the most expensive uncommon item is. I wish I had a way to sort that, but I don't. I would suspect. I mean, to be honest, I was shocked by the price of some of these things. But someone smarter than me figured these out.
Otherwise, I'd be down to homebrew some sort of thing to let me phase step more than once a day.
I found one that's more expensive.
What is it?
There's one that's 135
Can I have it?
pieces.
What is it?
There's a canter of endless water.
Mm.
Kind of tracks. Kind of tracks on just continuous water.
Yeah.
As much water as you want. You could save the world.
It's nice we don't really play that. We have to worry about that.
Yeah. Save the world with that type of water.
That's not as fun.
Helm of Telepathy. 120?
I was gonna say, what
Oh
about
no,
the
it's only 12. It's only 12.
what about the headband of intellect? That thing seems broken.
It does seem broken.
Where is 8?
Wow. That's stunning.
What does it even do?
It makes your intellect 19 when you wear it.
It's like the strength one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too crazy. Because you can have an 18 intelligence by the time.
Not this
Levels.
party, you can't.
I was gonna say this party would love that.
Some other crazy ones. I mean, the legendary ones are not so well. Most of those shouldn't be priced because you can't buy them.
Winged boots.
Wing boots are actually pretty affordable, I think.
Why is my thing so expensive?
It's a good question. The surprise.
You can use these boots to fly up to up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that instead.
It's balanced just because you could fly at levels 1 with a character with wings. Flying doesn't break anything. Doesn't have to. 8,000 winged boots.
Yeah, get that instead, Nate. Cut our debt in half.
Who needs to worry about debts? I'm telling you, that is kind of a fun number.
Yours, what to say that again?
But that is a fun angle. I'm
Yeah,
proud
it
of
is.
myself with that.
I mean, you said that we're not going to have any trouble paying it down.
Yeah, paying 20K down, no trouble at all.
Yeah. 5 times as much.
The fun thing about it is it almost makes you have to seek more exploration. Like there's a ton of cool places that you can explore, but a ton of them don't have anything to do with the main story, but are still fun. But with a quest that's like collect stuff from cool ancient places, it's like, oh well, we do have reason to go there because we should plunder it. We should for completionists like yourselves that like to see every room of every castle and stuff. Like it's like, okay, well, we need money. We need to pay off this debt. So we should go through this door. So that's kind of fun. It gives you reason behind some of your plausible antics, which is exciting and fun.
All right, I'm gonna head out, y'all.
Yes, me as well. 60K, Nate. I love it. Might as well. You know what I'm saying?
Pilot high.
Let's see. See if we can pay that shit off. I just want people to log on and see the new debt. The new adjusted debt.
Just what happened?
Oh, they'll be like, oh, everyone must be in, right? Everyone must have already decided.
Yeah.
Right, instead of 2.
3. There's 3 in
3. All right.
Yeah. There's 3. We've got. I'm gonna put little green dots. We got Mythos. We got Tiny. And we got Gamos. But we're waiting on Maddie, Brett.
like I said, if I can have homebrew item to let me face step twice per short long rest, I do that instead.
I'll look into it.
You look
You
into
know.
that.
I'll look into it.
It's the coolest thing I got.
I don't know how expensive they'll be, but I'll look into the equal
Because
equivalent.
it's not my things are not too overpowered, right?
I mean, if you think about it, like, because it's an ability, right? Not a spell.
Yeah, racial ability.
I mean, you're basically just getting a pearl of power equivalent just for a racial ability.
It'd almost be like a enhanced dimension door
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah, my guess was it would probably be somewhere in the 8,000 range if we figure out some wording.
I mean, that would
That's my guess.
I feel like that would make Marshall feel better
Because Face Step is basically the same as Misty Step, right?
with a additional.
Depends on the season.
Yeah.
Season changes it.
So you either when I
That's
land,
cool.
then either somebody needs to do a wisdom save or be charmed, wisdom throw or be frightened. The one I already did with Gamos when I teleported him instead of me, or each creature that I see within 5 feet needs to make a charisma. No, they just straight take fire damage equal to my charisma modifier, which is
Boom, fire.
1.
Like Dominus. You guys would just start killing people just by being close to them.
But I can
I
only
made you
do
the
it,
host, Michael. Later, y'all.
So yeah, I can only do it once per rest.
Yeah.
So it just sort of limits it a little bit. So I'd be down for that as well.
Yeah, I hear that. I could probably be swayed.
Could be done.
Yeah,
Be done.
could be done.
And then it would limit our debt situation. But I do think the weapon of warning is super cool, especially in the wild, like where we could theoretically, like we don't have a hut, right?
Yeah.
So like we could be attacked in our sleep.
I
So-
have had one of those before, and it was useful in the campaign.
And having
It had been Storm King's Thunder. It did give me. It did wake me up when we were getting ambushed. And yes, if you go out into the jungle, we're going to be playing by the exploration rules that we played by in the burn. So without a hut, it's tough out. It's tough out there for a pimp.
yeah,
So that's
Yeah.
that's a good one.
screw it. I think we're gonna do it. Marshall's not here to stop me anymore.
Yeah,
Like-
and it is fun.
We'll
It's
collect
so fun. And like I said, I
Okay.
feel like it fits the theme.
Yeah, and like I said, the loot that is just a number that is fun. Like, what's he gonna do if you guys don't get there? I don't know. It's gonna make the story interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the matter?
Yeah,
This is in the past.
yeah, exactly. And if you do get there, that's dope. Then some of your characters might be like explorers for the Dune Dragon Estate still this day. Who knows? Survived the burning. Maybe you were outside where it happened. I don't know. On a boat somewhere. Maybe you were on a boat exploring the world when the burning happened. On some kind of excursion for the Dune Dragon Estate, because you are one of their biggest, adventurers. You make them a lot of coin because you guys paid back 200,000 coins is worth of shit. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you want, Preston? You want something 60 grand? Let's do it.
I tried to get something for 60 and they couldn't get it. So I went with something that was 40.
Nice. Okay,
Only
my
40.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you two are all of this debt.
Right.
Gamos is
That's
that
why
1,500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think my options were
And he thought
40K
he
for
was
one
big,
item.
big time.
Yeah,
I-
but here's the thing. Me and Gamos are a team.
Yeah, it's true. His is cool though, so it's just cheap in comparison. But it's cool.
How should I denote the weapon of warning on my sheet?
I would just call your quarterstaff like a quarterstaff of warning, maybe,
Yeah,
and
just rename
then I would just put the weapon like you might be able to drag it from the compendium. To be totally honest, just so that it shows up on your little sidebar. So if I ever need you to click it or something, you can. I don't know if it's in the thing or not.
Mine wasn't. I just edited a normal shield.
That works too. So yeah, I would just copy and paste it onto like your traits area.
Yeah, no results found.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would just throw it on under your face step or whatever on your features and traits. Just put that you have the weapon of warning and then your quarterstaff will just act as that if you want. Unless you want a different weapon to be your weapon of warning.
No, the quarterstaff's the move.
Cool.
Even though Bag of Tricks is still out there.
You just have to find it. It's out there in the world. You just have to find it.
Yeah, who
I'll,
doesn't want
I'll
that?
bury one in the jungle somewhere. You can uncover it.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the instrument of the bards.
That sounds like a legendary evidence.
That or something that would buff his concentration checks or advantage on concentration checks or something. Being a
So
bard.
that could be cool. Well, he hasn't picked anything yet, so I'm sure there's
No.
going to be some research involved.
Yeah, it says instrument of the bards comes in 7 different types, of which 3 are listed as uncommon. While the instruments
Interesting.
require attunement and can only be used by bards, it's honestly hard to believe that the uncommon versions of this item are not listed at a higher rarity.
Oh well, there you go. So
All the instruments
Maybe
grant
they
you
won't be
the
able to
ability
find
to
them.
cast fly, invisibility, and protection from good and evil without expending a spell slot.
yeah, those are not. They're not going to be able to find those.
No, hell no.
There's not a chance in hell they'll be able to find.
Yeah, it's like
They're
if you get
actually.
that I'm changing my pick.
There might have been an instrument of the bards in the burnt somewhere. That just was
Oh,
not found yet.